But I don't blame Caddy. He was under pressure.
Forgive him.
He's a weak man.
Man, roll the clip.
It's June 1st, 1999, and Ja Rule releases his debut album, Veni Vidi Vici, which is also the first album released by Murder Inc. Records. The album featured fellow Murder Inc. artists Black Child and Taw Murder, who would later change his name to Cadillac Taw. It's March 21st, 2000, and Murder Inc. releases the compilation album The Murderers. The album was executive produced by Irv Gotti, and Cadillac Taw was featured on 10 songs. It's June 5th, 2001, and the Fast and Furious soundtrack comes out and is mainly produced by Murder Inc. and Irv Gotti. Cadillac Taw appears on the song Good Life Remix with Faith Evans, Ja Rule, and Vita, and did his own song POV City Anthem, which really started to create his buzz. It's 2002 and Cadillac Taw was working on his debut album, and there were talks about it releasing the following year.
Yeah, I'm probably have a single coming soon, probably like in January, definitely. Probably December, January, something like that. My album gonna come in like February though. You know what I'm saying? Pop City Hustler. You heard my nigga JR in the motherfucking spot. Yeah, that's what's going down though. That's what's going down.
On the Murders album, then you dropped your single, Pop City. Now you got Irv Presents. Who's on John's joints. I mean, good looking.
All over, son. It's looking gravy, son. You know, it's looking real gravy right now, man. Everything is uphill, man. Just laying waiting for my shit, that's all. Pop City Hustler, February, yeah, 2003.
It's January 3rd, 2003, and the feds raid Murder Inc. headquarters, alleging Irv Gotti and Chris Gotti have money laundered more than $1 million for Kenneth Supreme McGriff. It's November 30th, 2005, and the Gotti brothers are acquitted of all money laundering charges.
Hey, we did it! Yeah, I'm overjoyed. I can't say thank you enough to these two guys that I got my arms wrapped around. These guys are my attorneys for life. I'm never getting into any of the trouble though. You could put your bottom dollar on. I'm never, no jaywalking, no nothing. And I was never in trouble in the first place. I would never have worked this hard. Come from having $0 to having millions of dollars to jeopardize it and doing something stupid or illegal. It's not in my make. What's in my make is to be the most loyalist friend and to help my brothers out. Everything this case was about. The messages that it's in was one, if you're a criminal, you stay a criminal. And two, if you're from the hood and you come up and you do well, don't help out nobody from there. Leave them. And I have a problem with that because I love my people. And I can't leave them behind. I gotta show them a better way.
I could get my life back. Not only did they take your life, but they took your livelihood because basically once the government took these charges on you, you couldn't earn money. So for 3 years, you couldn't go get money like you're supposed to. Basically, to me, felt like they wanted to cripple you so you couldn't protect your civil rights.
It's October 27, 2006, and Prodigy and the Alchemist are arrested after being stopped by police officers when they drove up the wrong way on the street and then made a U-turn to secure a parking space. When police approached the vehicle, they allegedly saw Prodigy attempting to conceal a .22 caliber handgun in the SUV center console. In 2007, Cadillac Taw decided to leave Murder Inc. and even contemplated retiring from rap. His debut album was never released from the label. Most would say the downfall of Murder Inc. came from 50 Cent and G-Unit. Some say the music industry was just ready for something different, but Caddy has been on record as saying it was really the Fed case. It's August 17, 2009, and Caddy shares the status of his relationship with Ja Rule with Miss Drama TV.
It's no bitterness, it's no nothing like between me and Rule. I'm like I said, he just doing what he doing over there, and I'm doing what I'm doing over here. And that just being that, you know what I'm saying, we don't never collide too much. You understand what I'm saying? So, but it ain't no drama, man. I ain't got no beef with Rue. You know what I'm saying? That's still my guy. You know what I'm saying?
It's September 12, 2009, and Caddy does an interview with Mikey T, the movie star, explaining what happened with Murder Inc.
There's a lot going on, man. Like, you know, like with the investigation with feds and all that, like getting dropped from certain labels and picked up by another label, you know what I'm saying? I just felt like the focus wasn't really on me, you know what I'm saying? I was putting in a lot of work. I'm in the studio all the time, all day, every day, putting in a lot of work, and none of my music wasn't getting out, you know what I mean? So I just kind of felt like the focus wasn't on me, man. So, just at one point, I just kind of was like, you know what? This ain't working, you know what I mean? I gotta just go out and do my own thing, straight up. So, I just took the initiative and was like, man, I'm gonna just start my own company and get on my independent grind.
Now, during this month, Caddy was doing other interviews and he expressed how he felt the same way that singer Lloyd did about Irv Gotti and how he realized that Irv really wasn't his friend, but just a business acquaintance, saying he was actually supposed to drop his album in 2001, but Irv and Leor Cohen didn't believe he had a big enough buzz to sell more than gold, and Murder Inc. was supposed to be platinum only. He also expressed the focus always being on Ja Rule while Caddy was placed on the back burner. It's December 17, 2009, and Caddy states he didn't get the support he needed from Irv Gotti with his project.
I seen a couple of interviews where you were saying that, people thought that Irv was giving you the support that you want, but it wasn't really like that.
I mean, would you let him sell it, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, just to say how I felt, if this ain't like shooting nobody down, but I should have had more, you know what I'm saying?
He was at the point where they said that you could have went gold on your album.
That's another, I guess that's when I was in the stage of like the bigness of everything, you know what I'm saying? How big everything was, because I went for that. You know what I'm saying? And being a street dude, I shouldn't even went for that. Like, I'm kind of mad at myself for even being in that meeting and Kevin Lau saying, yo, yeah, we only probably predict you sell like 650,000.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then it was like, yo, nah, we gonna go back in. But I'm like, at that point, I should have just been like, nah, we putting it out. Because at the end of the day, it was my say. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they was like, yo, boom. At the end of everything that Gotti said, he went to me and was like, yo, what you want to do? But you feel what I'm saying? After I'm hearing you, and you the boss, you the one that's going, and I see your views, I see his views, it kind of discouraged me and be like, you know what? Well, maybe I am a 2 million nigga. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't going for that 650. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But who knows? You know what I mean? It probably might have went more than that.
I heard a lot of labels that you was passing up, like, I'm just gonna chill out for a minute. What do you think about the Ink now, or with this Murder Inc. or Ink?
I mean, what you think? I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm saying, whatever the proof is in the pudding, almost, is what I'm saying. I don't really have to say whatever I need to say for you to know already what's happening. It ain't really nothing happening. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, niggas is making a lot of bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? On whatever artists they putting out or they working with.
It's March 7, 2011, and Prodigy is released from prison after serving 3 years for an illegal weapons possession. Upon his release, he begins getting ready to release his book that he's been working on for nearly 4 years. It's April 19, 2011, and Prodigy releases his book, My Infamous Life, and there's a part of the book that causes issues between Murder Inc. and Prodigy.
The day after Green Eye's birthday party, I contacted a hot producer named Seven to get beats for Bars and Hooks and myself. Seven had well-known hits with Ja Rule and Ashanti. He told me to meet him at the Crack House, a studio owned by Irv Gotti and Ja Rule. When I arrived, I saw Irv Gotti and a couple of his Murder Inc. artists, Cadillac Ty and Black Child. I knew Irv Gotti from seeing him at industry functions, but we were never cool. but I knew his R&B singer Ashanti and her mother Tina very well from my grandmother's dance school. When Ashanti was 16 or 17, her mother gave me a copy of Ashanti's demo and wanted me to sign her. She sounded amazing, but I wasn't mentally ready to do the label thing. A couple of years later, Irv Gotti and Ja Rule signed her and blew her up. Irv brought me into the studio where Seven played me some beats. I got a call from E-Money Bags, so I went into the hallway to talk to him. When I told Bags that I was at Irv's studio, he said, "Tell that nigga Irv that E-Money Bags said what up. He know me." I told Irv, and his face instantly changed, like he was nervous all of a sudden. What's that about? I wondered. I made a copy of one of Seven's beats and bounced back to the Music Palace studio to meet Bars and Hooks, Green Eyes, and Steve Solar. Late that night, Green Eyes said he needed to talk. He complimented me on Infamous Records and told me to stop hanging out with Bags. He didn't tell me why or by who. He just said to stay away because Bags was about to be hit. Bags was hype about getting his Navigator. "Come with me to the dealership in Long Island," he said at the studio one afternoon, just after Green Eyes told me to stop hanging with him. They're giving out good deals for luxury cars. We hopped on the Long Island Expressway and headed to Champion Motors. On the way, Bags broke down the whole story about the connection between Irv Gotti, Ja Rule, and Supreme. Bags told me Irv was a neighborhood DJ at park jams and block parties back in the day, and Irv and Ja were just two studio gangsters. Irv Gotti and Ja Rule, they were the herbs in the hood, and now Supreme's got them under his wing, Bags said. We pulled into the dealership. Bags ordered a silver Navigator with gray leather interior, TV, and a Sony PlayStation. In his Navigator the next day, Bags passed me his pager and told me to look at the message. It was from Ja Rule's label mate, Cadillac Ty. "They're over here right now. Come get them." Cadillac was referring to Ja and Irv. "You see that, right?" Bags turned to me and said, "Their own man lined them up for me. We just robbed them niggas for their chains."
It's April 2011, and Ja Rule stopped by MTV's Rap Fix Live and spoke with Sway and said, "I have nothing to say about that. I wouldn't know nothing about that. And I know Caddy, and I believe, I trust in my heart that nothing like that happened." It's May 6, 2011, and Caddy takes to Facebook to go off on Prodigy, saying, "Yo, that ninja Prodigy is a effing F. Tell him I said it, and come see me if he feeling froggy. I'm in the hood, POV city, bitch. Excuse my French, but all body man must dead. PCG, mother effer." That same month, Caddy does an interview with Forbes DVD with Doggy Diamonds conducting the interview and says Irv and Ja have never been robbed since he's been around, and he doesn't even mess with E-Money Bags, so he could never send a page. Prodigy was trying to sell his book and lied. Caddy goes on to compare Prodigy to Corinne Superhead Steffens and says him and Ja Rule was on the phone laughing about it, but he hasn't spoken to Irv yet. It's June 2011, and Ja Rule does an interview with Vlad TV where he addresses Prodigy, saying, "It's cute, it's real funny, his little book that he's talking about all of these situations he knows nothing about." He goes on to criticize Prodigy writing a book called My Infamous Life and talking about other people's lives instead of his own. It's June 30th, 2013, and Prodigy addresses the backlash from his book while on The Breakfast Club.
Now, after all the backlash from the first autobiography, did you feel like you had to check, like, okay, let me at least let, Havoc know what's going to be in this book before I put it out and make sure he's cool with it? Did you do that this time around?
Nah. I ain't checking with nobody. It's my story. It's my life. You know what I mean? So I ain't gotta check with nobody.
You think there's going to be things in there that are going to upset people again?
Maybe because, I keep it funky.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely keep it funky.
So if somebody ain't moving right, then, that's their fault.
It's January 14, 2014, and Havoc talks about Prodigy's book on The Breakfast Club.
Did you read Prodigy's book?
I read some of it. You know what I'm saying?
How actual and factual was it?
I just, I say this, that, a lot of this stuff is his take on it. Mm-hmm. Most of it, some of it, I could be like, well, the story is wasn't like that. But, when you try to think back in history, we don't all get the story right. You know what I mean? But, I'm not knocking him for his book. You know what I'm saying? That's how he saw it. I'm like, all right, cool. It's all good.
Did you feel like he was dry snitching?
Nah, I ain't gonna say that about the homie because that's my brother. I mean,
nobody's gonna go to jail off anything he put in that book.
Right.
So
you know what I'm saying? He was just telling his story.
Gotcha.
It's July 10th, 2014, and Ja Rule does an interview with The Breakfast Club talking about the Prodigy beef.
Like like Prodigy, man.
He said, do it like Prodigy.
Because Prodigy aired you out in his book. He said that Cadillac Ty set you and Irv up to get robbed.
He said some crazy things in the book.
So you don't have nothing like that in your book?
I didn't go there in my book. My book is not about that, Charlamagne. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of dude. You know what I'm saying?
Let me throw a little shot back at Prodigy. Y'all's in the same jail. You might know something.
I know a few things. I've heard a few things, but I try to be a grown man about what I'm saying. So I seen Prodigy.
They don't be grown men with you. They just whatever.
But I'm saying I like to handle mine's mano a mano. So when I seen Prodigy, when I came home from jail, we spoke. You know what I'm saying? We had a show out in I think it was what's the casino out there?
Foxwoods.
Foxwoods. We was doing like the hip hop reunion legend shows. Me, him, Little Kim, Fabulous. It was a good show. So I went in his dressing room and hollered at him, and we spoke like men about it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Yo, you know," and he basically said when he wrote that he was on his childhood too, and he wrote these things or whatever. He's past that, and I was like, "Yo," I was really like not even going to talk to him about that situation, but more or less the other situation that he was talking about, which was stuff about Caddy.
Yeah, Caddy setting you up. You wanted to know if it was true.
I wanted to talk to him.
Got you.
Was it true?
I don't believe it was true.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know Caddy. I know his family. You know what I mean? So I don't believe it was true. But there's some situations that went on behind those closed doors too that I definitely not at liberty to speak about. But
It's October 12, 2016, and Prodigy says he doesn't care about the backlash from his book while on Rap Radar.
And you dropped your first book, man. That shook the world up, man. Why was it important for you to be so honest and just really take no prisoners, and just really bear it all out?
I mean,
and tell your truth.
I wanted to tell I don't want nobody else telling my story. You know what I'm saying? That's how I looked at it. Like, I don't want nobody else being able to tell my story. You know what I'm saying? While I'm still alive, I'm gonna tell my story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, it was a lot of shit that happened that I just needed to get off my chest. And I think that people needed to know, like, wow, I'm sure a lot of our fans was curious about a lot of shit. A lot of decisions that we made, a lot of different decisions I made. You know what I'm saying? I know our fans was like, well, why did this happen? Like, why, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things probably made people not like us anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of decisions and a lot of just moves that was happening. A lot of people didn't like us because of the G-Unit move that we did. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to explain a lot of shit so people could understand the mentality, our mentality, my mentality, you know what I'm saying? And, to me, I think I did a pretty good job, you know what I mean? A lot of people was upset about it, but actually, I honestly don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Well, only Nori was really probably the most vocal at that time, but...
Yeah, I mean, whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Well,
It's December 7, 2016, and Black Child does an interview with Real Talk True Stories and talks about Prodigy.
You know what Big Twin said? Big Twin said on the interview, he was like, he said he didn't read Prodigy's book either, and that's his man.
Yeah.
He said, I didn't want to read it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. And he was like, a lot of bad things came from the book. That's what he said as his friend.
Yeah.
But he said, but a couple good things came from the book.
Yeah.
But he said to me that I think he mentioned Ja Rule in our podcast. He said that one of the good things that came from it was that Ja Rule and Prodigy now knew where they stood or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if that made sense to you.
Yeah, that makes sense because I talked to Rule last night. It's funny, we was just talking about that, and Rule was telling me, you know what I mean? So they on speaking terms when they wasn't on speaking terms, but at the same time, I don't like what Prodigy said about my man Lack, and I don't believe that part. You know what I mean?
Who was it about?
Caddy.
Yeah.
Lack. We call him Lack.
Is that his name? Yeah. Okay.
I don't like that part. So at the same time,
that's what we were talking about when we was watching
it's a lot
TV
of
earlier.
Positives and negatives, but I try to focus on the positive energy because as
anyone can say anything at the end of the day.
What we were saying earlier about real niggas, certain things we can't speak on in books and stuff like that as a real individual. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's March 14, 2017. Cadillac Tall releases the song Queen's Day, dissing Prodigy.
Time to take the trash out, no trash day. Glad bags full of cash with bank bag weight. Homie, this nigga Prodigy. Fuck with that Say, my Palm City killers make this movie a matinee. In broad day, leave his frail body in the project lobby. While I'm in that Maserati, getting sloppy toppy from his baby mommy, and she deliver. And even though the head good, I'm a still killer. After I nut, it's fucked up, your kids gon' be orphans. But look at it this way, they probably better off with not being brought up and raised by one of the softest so-called gangsters that take a lot of losses. You dug your own grave, jumped in your own coffin. When they mention my name, mention murder, extortion. When they mention your name, they think of salad tossing. Up north, and you was bending over often. Shout out to Nas, Lakey, Jungle, Win Capone, and the rest of them real niggas that call Queensbridge home. But hold up, I got one question. Who let the Hempstead ballerina in the section? With the killers, I get it, he needed some protection. Not Danny Glover, but Ty toting that lethal weapon. So hey, Mr. DJ, bring that back, let it play. This is Queen's Day. Put that cheese on your head like Green Bay. Bullshit, racing them Porsches on the freeway. Beating to that money like I'm in a hurry. Pop shots, long range like Steph Curry. And this sucker shit I never understand. You must have forgotten you was in Camden with your man. Mike DeLorean must have shitted in your pants when that shit went down. King Clown, you got the crown, motherfucker.
It's June 20th, 2017, and Prodigy passes away from what the coroners determined to be accidental choking. Prodigy was in Las Vegas and the weather reached up to 110 degrees, forcing him to leave a fan meet and greet early, where he stayed at the hospital for days until his death. He was only 42 years old. Rest in peace, Albert Prodigy Johnson. It's June 27, 2017, and Irv Gotti honors Prodigy while being interviewed at the BET Awards.
So, unfortunately, we lost a hip-hop legend recently with Prodigy. How did you feel when you heard the news?
I mean, Prodigy is one of, just for my borough, Queens, he's a legend in hip-hop in general. But for, I want to say he was the one who said, Queens get the money long time. So that whole hashtag QGTM, I mean, that sums it up. You know what I'm saying? So I knew he had the sickle cell. He let it be known, everyone, that he was dealing with that. So instead of being sad on when he died, I'd rather reflect on that he was here for long enough to deliver what he delivered to the world. Yeah.
It's February 2019, and Caddy appears on Info Minds and doubles down on his love for Irv Gotti and Ja Rule.
In the nigga Prodigy book, right, he had claimed that you set up Irv and Ja to get robbed. Now, I know you addressed it in the past, but do you want to tap in on that again just to refresh the people's memory about that situation and what was the outcome, if any at all?
Niggas know that ain't my style, you feel what I'm saying? I had and still do got genuine love for niggas. So ain't no way in the fuck I would have did nothing to put my niggas in harm's way. So that was just a whole bunch of bullshit for a nigga to try to sell his book. And I mean, I guess it helped him. Got some type of a spark going. It sparked some type of conversation. But like I said, all the motherfuckers that know me from the dirt, motherfuckers that know me from just being around me, know that ain't my style, bro. I put my fucking life on the line for niggas many times. You know what I mean? Like I said, I genuinely had and still got love for niggas. So ain't no way in the fuck I would have put niggas in harm's way for nothing. Period.
It's June 1st, 2019, and Irv does an interview where he appears unsure of Caddy.
On the 20th anniversary tour, are you gonna do a music with the original Murder Inc.?
All that. You mean new records?
Yeah, new records to go with the 20th anniversary.
I mean, we've talked about it. Rule. I talked about it with Rule. I can't tell you a lie like me and Ashanti talk. We don't really talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But me and Rule have talked about it, and I'm open to it. They could cut, and even all of the acts with the Lloyd and thing. Like I'm in a good space right now where I'm on the yellow brick road and God is blessing me. Where I ain't tripping on nobody.
Right.
Like we could talk, we could work, we could do whatever, we could have some shits and giggles or whatever. But one thing I probably would never trust them anymore.
Right.
It'll never be that trust
trust of family or whatever, but we could do business. And I'm at a place where I'm like, oh, all good, nigga. I could help you get some fucking money.
Bigger than another Murder Inc. run.
Yes, I hear that you're gonna have this 20th anniversary Murder Inc. tour.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I mean, we talking, and it's something that me and Rule been plotting on, and you know, everyone wants it. It'll be with Live Nation. You know what I'm saying? I think the kickoff will be not far from here at the Barclay. We'll kick it off, and then we'll, you know, just be running around. Okay. You know what I'm saying? With the whole Murder Ring, Josh, Shanti, Lloyd, Charlie, Vita, of course, Black Child,
right,
and even Caddy probably.
It's June 5th, 2019, and Irv and Jaw appear on The Breakfast Club, and Irv mentions his issues with Caddy.
It's the tour first, then the documentary, then the TV series.
But is everybody on the tour?
Yeah. That's what we want.
We want everybody into it. We're still working all of that out.
Even Caddy.
We gotta talk to everybody still.
You know, I have my issues with Caddy or whatever like that.
What's Caddy like time now?
He's somewhere.
Caddy's out in Jersey.
He's somewhere. I mean, I don't talk to him, but I hope he's doing good.
West Milford, New Jersey.
I hope he's doing good or whatever. We would like him to come on the tour and be a part of it.
It's September 2019, and Caddy appears on Flip the Script and again denies Prodigy's claims about him setting up Ja Rule and Irv Gotti. Caddy says he never had a relationship with E-Money Bags. Caddy questioned how Prodigy could write a book that was mainly about other people and not his own life. Caddy goes on to say that he met Prodigy a few times and he was a timid guy. It's November 29th, 2019, and Irv Gotti is on Drink Champs and says he would never trust Cadillac Tall again.
You know, the tour and everything that we trying to do, she would be a part. All the artists.
The Murder Inc.
Yeah, all the artists would be a part of it. All of the artists.
Talking Black Child. How about Cadillac Tall? Because Cadillac Tall was implicated in the Prodigy book of like something like.
Yeah, that I didn't like.
Yeah, I don't think any of.
But Caddy will be there too.
So you have since worked that out?
I mean, we ain't gonna work nothing out, but Caddy will be there too.
Okay, I got confused on that one. That was a little confusing.
And now what it is business.
Yeah, all books to the side. Right, that's real.
You either go ahead, get your money, perform or whatever, but I'm never gonna trust you again.
All right.
You know, I seen Prodigy, you know, God bless. I seen Prodigy at this club called, what the fuck? It was on Monday nights, Griffin, in New York. It was a hot Monday night club. And, you know, he came over and he was like saying, how do I feel? Like, am I cool?
Right.
And everything. And I was like, yeah, it's all good, nigga.
Right.
Do you understand?
Did you see what he
No, but listen, I said, yo, one thing, I want to ask you one thing and one thing only. I said, you said that shit with Caddy because he was like, this nigga was texting the other side where we was at. And it was an incident that I ain't gonna explain. That's too gangster for Drink Champs that happened that made us all wonder, how did they know where we was at? So when Prodigy said that, he put like the pieces of the puzzle together on why these certain group of niggas knew where the fuck we was at. And like they had did something that they paid for. You know what I'm saying? But we always wondered, how the fuck they know where the fuck we was at?
Like Nas said on the Lost Tapes too, he said he wished that Prodigy never wrote that book.
Yeah, because the book was real and it was gangster, and he got Caddy will never be the same with me. You know?
It's November 2020, and Caddy does an interview with MREC TV.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly how he put it. Did it have like a connection in there with you and E-Money Bags?
Yeah, that's what it was. He said, I text E-Money Bags and said, yo, they over here now, come get them. Like some real cartoonish, yo, they over here now, come get them. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what he wrote, bro. And I'm just like, my niggas, really? I was like some real calm, I just didn't respect it, you know what I mean? And I like, you know what I mean? I couldn't believe a nigga would like that. I was just like, wow, this nigga, Mobb Deep, this nigga, like, you know what I mean? The survival of the fittest, the QB thug life, niggas. This is what niggas do. I'm like, niggas different. I'm like, word of mother, niggas different. You know what I mean? But I ain't, you know, That was just that. And I was
Yeah. Nah, we
I ain't gonna do too much talking on a nigga like
son not here.
He not here.
Before he passed, did you see him or did y'all speak?
Nah, nope. I wish though. You know what I mean? I wish.
So like, bring me to the day you heard Prodigy pass. Where was you at when you heard the news?
Man, I can't even remember, bro. To be honest with you, I can't remember. You know what I mean? I just remember hearing it and saying, and the way niggas said he passed, I was like, damn. You know what I mean? Nigga, you know, the nigga was sick. The way they said the homie passed, I was like, man, that's crazy. I just was like, duh.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
But in the back of your mind, you wish y'all could have spoke and rectified.
Absolutely.
That same month, Caddy does an interview with Off the Radar TV.
He put like 5% what was true and 95% he added to, for entertainment purposes.
Does it kind of hurt, or is it disappointing that you have, some people would regard Prodigy as one of the best lyricists of all time, or their top 5. Does it kind of hurt that he would kind of randomly add you in and just kind of not tell the truth about that in his book?
Did it hurt? No, I wouldn't say it hurt, right?
Disappointing or hurtful? I mean, like, what type of emotion goes through you?
Disappointing, right. Use the disappointment word is more describing of it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I knew a couple of dudes from their hood, and I always looked at them as being cut from the same thing I was cut. And like where I'm from, niggas don't do that. They don't write whole books about other people's shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't do that. You don't write a book about other niggas' street activity. You just don't do that, right? And then you don't make up shit just to make your shit sound good. Niggas don't do that, man.
It's December 27, 2021, and Cadillac Tall does an interview with King of New Jersey.
And Vita and Ashanti said some things, you know what I'm saying, before. She was like, how Irv was trying to juice her, playing her, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, and I never always thought, I'm gonna keep it between me, real talk, always thought Irv was a snake. And I said that. That's why I never rocked with him. I'm like, yo, he got some snaky tendencies. He works the puppy. I see it working puppy, yo. So do you ever see it being a reunion album with you and Murder Inc?
Man, we had some shit in the works recently. We were supposed to do like a reunion tour, but that shit fell through because homie was doing interviews and shit, talking about Ashanti. She ain't like that shit, so she backed out of it. It can't be no reunion fucking without Ashanti. That shit would be, you know what I'm saying? How the fuck you gonna do that?
That'd be crazy. No reunion tour without Ashanti? Nah.
So that shit fell through. We wound up not doing that. So I don't know really what the future holds as far as that's concerned. You know what I mean?
What I'm gonna say though, man, Irv Gotti, he burned a lot of bridges when he was on top. A lot of certified people, they don't want to fuck with him like that. You know what I'm saying? People that used to be down with him.
Yeah. But you know what else too though, bro? It's like sometimes when you be in your zone and you feel like, you know what I mean, I built this shit from the ground up, I did this, I don't need no motherfucker. Sometimes when you get in that mode, you feel like you ain't gonna ever need motherfuckers ever in life.
Right.
And I don't know, that's just not ever true, man. Somebody always needs some type of help, bro. Everybody. And that's how life's supposed to be. Niggas is supposed to rotate that help. You know what I mean? I help you one time, nigga, and when I need some help, you help me. We supposed to toss that shit back and forth. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's how we get further. You know what I mean? It's never a one-man show, bro. I'm gonna fuck whatever it is, it's never a one-man show.
It's August 6, 2022, and Ja Rule talks about Caddy briefly, but Nori interrupts when Irv was going to talk about it more.
Mobb Deep or M.O.P.?
M.O.B.B.
You had a strange kind of relationship with P, right? Because P's book, he kind of pointed out that Cadillac Todd shit. I don't know if y'all ever directly answered.
No, that was a thing, nigga. Let's not talk about that.
Okay, let's not.
Me and P had a conversation about that.
That was you who told me you and P had a conversation.
Me and P had a conversation.
I had a conversation with him.
Absolutely.
And he said that was real, that Cadillac Todd thing. He said it was real.
Shortly after the Drink Champs interview, Whack 100 calls Caddy out over still calling Irv a homie.
Know how many calls I got from the YouTube shit you did? That shit ain't underwater, bro.
Well, what you mean calls? What you mean calls? Hey, bro, you took shots
at my reality. I'm just telling you what's real. I'm not calling no nigga my homie, Reek, that called me a motherfucking snake and a setup artist. Fuck that man.
Yeah, that's you, bro. That's you, though.
Then you telling me you got it clear, but the nigga just on Drink Champ saying, no, that was a real situation.
So, Caddy, what he's saying is, until that man pop up and say, nah, that was some false shit. That's what he's saying. He's saying the behind the scenes.
He had action and saying it right now on Drink Champ. He could have cleared it right then. He did not speak on it. He could have said, we ain't talking about that. That nigga said that was a real situation, but we ain't gonna go into that. He already said what he said, bro.
That same month, Caddy does an interview with Hip Hop Uncensored about Prodigy's effect on Murder, Inc.
Not to keep, we don't like to ask a bunch of questions that's been asked before, but I want to kind of ask it to stay with the frame of the timeline, and that's Prodigy. Now talk about Prodigy and, in your opinion, his involvement with what happened with Murder, Inc.
I don't think he had no involvement with whatever. I mean, his book came out.
Right.
Spoke on some shit that he had no knowledge of, and really just kind of just spoke on some sideways shit to try to make it, try to make his book, more exciting, because, I guess when a nigga write a book and it's supposed to be an autobiography or some type of shit about their life, but everything in the book is everything other than their life, then, I mean, I don't know. But again, the nigga said some shit that was not true, like I said, to fucking boost his fucking book, I guess, bro. That's all I can say.
It's September 7, 2022, and Chris Gotti talks about Cadillac Tall's failure to release an album.
Yeah. And with Charlie Baltimore, Irv was ready to release her music, and she was like, wait a minute, Irv, I don't like these records. Right. She's cold feet, but the window is wide open, right, with this #1 record you're on. Same with Caddy. Okay, they wanted more. Caddy, we spent well into over $1 million. He had a little ringtone type song that did really well, and he was all lined up. But then he started believing a few other things that shouldn't have been believed, and then he started questioning things. See, no one could ever say why Ja wasn't successful. Ja never questioned Irv in the moves Irv made from a business standpoint. Right. Auntie never questioned Irv in the moves he made and the songs he released from a business standpoint. They just gave him complete faith. Lloyd started that way, then questioned. And that's why his career can maybe move the same way. That chemistry is everything. And I can honestly say that. They didn't give him the full control. People always sit there and say, but when someone is really the maestro, you got to let them be the maestro.
It's October 19, 2023, and Irv Gotti appears on Drink Champs and doubles down on his feelings about Caddy.
But they could still, because I was like, they could all go Ja, Ashanti, Lloyd, Charlie, Black Child, fucking Caddy. That would be a dope tour. They could put on a 2-hour show between all of them. Hour and a half.
Y'all letting Caddy come back on?
Yeah.
So for the record, do we ever believe Prodigy's book?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
I believed it.
You believe what Prodigy did?
I seen Prodigy at Club Griffin.
After the book?
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
And it was funny because I was in there, I was mobbed up. Cujo. And Prodigy had came over, seen me, was are we cool? And, is there any problem? I said, nigga, I ain't even thinking about you, nigga.
All right.
But I said, yo, let me ask you a question. I said, that shit you wrote in the book, was it real? He said, yeah.
And talking about the particular,
Nobody knows what you're talking about except
the Cadillac Top.
Just FYI.
Yeah.
If y'all want to keep it like that.
Prodigy wrote a book. Prodigy wrote a book, and he said,
I know the book, but I don't know the passage.
Yeah. And he's saying that the Cadillac Top gave up the address to the studio or some shit like that, right?
He let niggas know where we was at.
Right.
And it was crazy because that night that the bullshit happened, after it happened, we was always like, how the fuck these niggas knew where we was at? Because I believe it was my birthday and we was bouncing around from club to club. So for them to catch us that night was very weird. But I don't blame Caddy. He was under pressure.
Forgive him.
He's a weak nigga. Everyone can't be strong.
Right. But forgiveness is godly. And you say you forgive him.
I mean, I ain't thinking about it.
All right.
But why did Prodigy allegedly lie about Murder, Inc.? We have to go back to his book, My Infamous Life.
Because Vita backed out of the video shoot. Well, when Vita had come to the studio to record her part on the song, I had kicked it with her and got her phone number. So I called her and asked her what happened. P, you know I love y'all, and I want to do the video, Vita said. But Jay called Irv and told him not to let me do the video. Irv said I couldn't do it. I'm mad as hell because it would have been good exposure. It's all good, love, I told Vita. Too bad, though. Wow. What was Jay so worried about? That he had to tell Irv Gotti, don't let her do that video. Oh well. Thought struck me after I got off the phone with Vita. Oh shit, that's how he got it, I said to myself. When Vita told me that Jay-Z called Irv Gotti like a little girl, it hit me that Ashanti must have showed Irv my grandmother's concert program book with my Michael Jackson picture in it. Irv must have had given it to Jay-Z. Irv Gotti probably didn't even like me because of E-Money bags and didn't let Vita do our video. Two bird-ass bitch boys, Jay-Z and Irv Gotti.
When it comes to this beef, it seems like Caddy has maintained relationships with Chris Gotti and Ja Rule, and both do not have any issues with him, nor do they believe what was said, but Irv for some reason does believe Prodigy. It seems like Irv and Caddy have not had a chance to have a real conversation about the topic. Hopefully they can eventually figure it out. It's unfortunate Prodigy and Caddy also never had a conversation about the topic before Prodigy passed away. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Put your thoughts down in the comments and make sure you like and subscribe and stay connected with Panda Chop Chronicles. Peace!